to do that in a match with the Hardys for the tag team titles and steal the show on the biggest show at TNA, and then immediately follow that up with the gnarliest ladder bump ever.
First class through the ladders.
After the match, I asked Matt Hardy, I'm like, yo, the Hardy match you've done, like, where do you put this? He's like, man, top 10. And I was like, I don't got to hear nothing else.
Yeah.
I've proven time and time again that I'm a single star. Did it with Mike Santana. I did it with Joe Hendry. I've proven time and time again that I'm a single star. You know, the idiots online who think I'm the worst wrestler alive, those dudes, God bless you and any woman that's willing to put up with you, man. I swear.
You know, we also saw the return of another AJ at that event, AJ Styles.
Yes, the second best AJ in TNA history. Yes. You know, I've wanted to match with AJ Styles. Like, I've been calling him out on purpose.
Rewind, recap, relive. Whoa! That's what the world is watching.
My guest today is all about that money, money, money. He's a former TNA digital media champion and recently showed out big time at TNA Slammiversary. One half of First Class. Please welcome AJ Francis.
I appreciate you, man. Yeah, you know, I've stole the show at two. I've only been on two Slammiversaries, and I stole the show at both of them. So from this day forward, you can refer to me as Mr. Slammiversary.
Mr. TNA J Francis, right? Mr.
There you go.
Slammiversary. It all just runs right off the tongue. But
It does.
it's awesome to have you here, not only on the road to Bound for Glory, but coming up first in a place you know very well, Baltimore, Maryland, is TNA Emergence. That's August 15th. You always show out, like we say, TNA J Francis, but are you bringing a little bit extra for those Baltimore fans?
Absolutely. I'll be able to do the show in front of my cousins, in front of my family, my sister, my dad, my nana, everybody I grew up with, they coming out in big numbers to the show. So it's gonna be a blast. We're gonna be able to have one of the best shows, that I can remember being a part of in my hometown. I was on a couple SmackDowns in DC and Baltimore, but I didn't a lot of those in both of those I didn't really do much on the show. I had dark matches. So like to know that I'll be a major part of these shows and it's a pay-per-view, to have a pay-per-view match and actually be able to uh go out there and perform in front of the people that saw me as a little kid that loved wrestling. It makes it a little more special.
Do you have any memories, whether it be on wrestling on SmackDown or just as a fan in general in the Baltimore area, like wrestling wise?
Oh yeah, I remember one time when I was a little kid, there was a SmackDown that was there's a SmackDown that was supposed to be like whatever day they were filming SmackDown at the time. SmackDown wasn't live back then, so maybe they were filming on like a Tuesday.
Okay.
But in Baltimore, there was a giant snowstorm, so they had to move the show back a day. And right, so I remember that, and they
Oh,
almost didn't
wow.
even have the show. And then I go to the show, and I'm literally in the last row, like I could touch the back wall in the arena, right?
Right.
But I had a sign as if anybody could see that sign from where I was, right? But it wasn't even a sign, it was a dry erase board that I would like before somebody would come out, I would like erase what I
That's
had for the match
genius.
before, and then I'll write a new sign for them, and then yeah. But I'm in literally the last row, like nobody sees me. And I remember Rock. This is before I was a kid, so I didn't know what the concept of like dark matches
Yeah.
was, right? And like so it was like a regular episode of SmackDown, and then the main event was like The Rock and Mankind in a cage match. And I was like, they're doing a cage match? Like this is you know what I'm
That's
saying? Like,
wild.
you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it was crazy. Like it was, or maybe it was Rock and Triple H in the cage match. I can't remember. I know Rock was in it. I can't remember who was in the cage match with him, but it was just I didn't know what a dark match was,
Yeah.
right? So I was like, I can't believe they're doing this. This is why would they do this?
You're
This
like
makes no
updating
sense in
that
the
sign.
storyline. Yeah, literally. Like, because I'm following the storylines week by week, and I'm
Sure.
a fucking big fan. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Why are they doing this? I don't care. Let's do it.
Wow, that's so cool. What a full circle moment, though. Now you're going back to represent in front of your family
Yeah,
thing from being in the back row. That's awesome.
my last row.
I think this is the first time TNA is heading there too, I believe, to Baltimore.
Huh?
We see KC Navarro might be sidelined with that knee injury, maybe.
Hmm.
So where's your headspace from a competition standpoint? You thinking maybe a one-on-one, have Casey by your side, or what's going through your head?
Nah, man. I think I've proven time and time again that I'm a single star. Did it with Mike Santana. I did it with Joe Hendry. Did it with Nick Nemeth. I did it with PCO. I've proven time and time again that I'm a single star. And even though I will be expanding first class, um, it's in order for me to push out that single run because I've shown that I'm the guy. Now it's my turn to be the guy. Especially with Casey hobbled, we're gonna have to solve that solution. If you're smart, you'll watch TNA tonight and you'll see how it gets solved. But obviously I started first class with Rich Swann.
Mhm.
People, I mean, it was reported, but like Ashante the Adonis was almost my tag team partner at Slammiversary. There was an option for that to be had if Casey couldn't go. So, there was a lot of potential options that we could go with, but it's all leading towards me being the guy.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, and everyone else is they're along for the ride there, but it's AJ Francis.
Hmm.
You've had so much fun in your career, so many great moments, and already in TNA, but it looks like you and Casey have so much fun out there together.
Yeah, yeah, for real.
You'd agree
It
with
is. It's like KC, he's like the little brother, man. He's 10 years younger than me. So
Okay.
we have a different perspective from there. Plus, he's literally littler than me. So, uh, so like he is the little brother. And then you get just like a little brother, you got to talk some sense into him sometimes. You gotta pull him by his ear and be like, bro, that's not what you need to be doing, bro. Like, think about this, think about this. But to his credit, he listens and he'll tell you himself, like the growth he's had in the last year being with me. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
the biggest growth of his career. You ask Rich Swann will tell you that you know, that I helped save his career because his career was on his last legs till he joined first class. Um, if you talk to Joe Hendry, he'll tell you that, there's nobody on earth he'd rather do a feud with than me. And there's a reason for that, right? So,
Yeah.
uh, you know, um, the people, I say it's a TikTok sound, but the girls that get it, and the girls that don't, right? The
Yeah,
people that really know that I'm one of them ones, and they want to work with me, and they want to be a part of everything I'm doing, right?
for sure.
Um, the idiots online who think I'm the worst wrestler alive, those dudes, bro. God bless you, and any woman that's willing to put up with you, man. I swear.
I mean, they just keep rising the AJ Francis stock at the end of the day,
They
too.
really do. It's crazy
Yeah.
to me. It's actually insane. It's like I I literally intentionally like laugh and I like send a tweet that I know is gonna piss people off just to do it. Because I literally hit send and then just mute the tweet. And then I'll check it like a day later and it'll be like 400,000 views. I'll be like, yeah, figure
Makes sense.
that.
Well, I can't wait to see how you evolve first class, but one of your biggest matches for sure just happened at Slammiversary
Mhm.
alongside KC. Before
Yeah.
we get into the match itself, what is it like moments leading up to a ladder match involving the Hardy Boys?
Well, that's a great question. I was 10 years old when I watched TLC at WrestleMania. And I remember being a huge Hardy fan and being like, oh, I want to wrestle the Hardys in a ladder match.
Yeah,
Now, to say that at 10 years old, um, both of those things, A, just becoming a wrestler in general, or B, the Hardys sticking around long enough to
right.
be wrestling when I start wrestling. Also, it being a ladder match, also for the World Tag Team titles, also on a big summer pay-per-view, like it's everything I can ask for and more. And then after the match, I asked Matt Hardy what's his feelings on those matches. Like, I'm like, yo, the Hardy matches you've done, like, where do you put this? He's like, man, top 10. And I was like,
That's wild.
I don't gotta hear nothing else.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Matt Hardy. That's it. I mean, he's had thousands of matches.
Literally, I spoke with them like leading up to Slammiversary, and I think Jeff said he's had 43. So if he's had 43, Madden has had to have half of that at least, right? And you're in
Yes,
the top 10.
literally.
That's huge. That is a huge
Yeah,
compliment. That moonsault you hit in that match, that
yeah.
stole the show. Absolutely. I mean, I jumped out of my seat. Like it was insane. I heard you say that you didn't even plan that, or you didn't rehearse it, I should say.
No, definitely. I definitely didn't practice. People are like, how many times did you practice that backflip? I was like, never. Why would I practice that? Like, I know I can do a backflip. Why would I ever take that bump more than once if I didn't have to? Like,
Yeah.
and the craziest part is like I only do moonsaults in title matches. So if you see me in a title match, know that you're getting a moonsault, right? But like I save them for those moments because it makes it that much more special,
Yeah.
right? And the moment I found out we were going to be in this match, I said, I'm doing a moonsault of a ladder. Like I didn't know how. I didn't know how we would set it up. I didn't know if I would land on people or land on a table with people on. I didn't know. But I knew that I was going to do a moonsault up the ladder.
Yeah.
But what happened in rehearsals when we did it, when we set everything up, the ladder that was in the corner was an 8 foot ladder. So I was like, okay, I'll go off the top of this ladder, like looking down while I'm gauging it. I'm like, yeah, I should be able, yeah, okay, that sounds good. But then in the moment, because the way the match was set up, KC actually sets the ladder up in that corner.
Right.
And the ladder that happened to be there was a 10 foot ladder, right? So when he sets it up, I immediately like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna have to gauge this differently. So I'm like, that's why you see me the last few steps, I'm like still climbing, like climbing up a little bit, and then I climb a little bit more. Because in my mind, I'm trying to like wait for the fact that this is not where I was, and I gotta still hit this the right way with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, and then I finally get up there, and I'm like, all right, God protect me. And I just go. You got the thing is, I tell people all the time. I tell them in my wrestling school too. I work at Reality Wrestling,
Mm,
with Booker T, and I tell people all the time, like anybody can do a moonsault. Moonsault's not hard to do. Now, to make it look good, that's an art form, but anybody can do it, right? But you just the thing is to do it, you gotta full send.
mm.
That's the problem. Is that people are too scared to full send the backflip. You have to understand that if you do this properly, you're not going to land on your head. Like you're not, but it's so unnatural to the human body to do that just so many people from even trying it.
Yeah. I mean, I could see that. I mean, you did a full, like a clean flip too. That was
Yeah,
absolutely, and that's that full
yeah.
send. Yeah.
And that's the thing is like, it's another thing. Like, and that's why I also like to differentiate myself because every dude like my size, like 300 pounds or up that does a moonsault, like mine's definitely the prettiest. I mean, come on, let's be real. It's the prettiest moonsault, right?
It was,
I have the Tiffany Stratton moonsault of big men, the prettiest big man moonsault ever. That's what I have. So
yeah,
that would be the BBGME, right?
I love
So
that.
I got the prettiest big man moonsault ever. So um, to do that in a match with the Hardys for the tag team titles and steal the show on the biggest show at TNA, and then immediately follow that up with the gnarliest ladder bump ever.
That was my
Like,
next question. Take us back to that moment if you can. What's going through your head as you're getting pushed?
so so KC was legitimately hurt already, right? But this was our last spot. So we're climbing the ladder, and the people in the back are telling the refs and telling Myron, "Don't let KC take this bump." Like
Okay.
he's already hurt. Tell him don't take the bump. But we're already climbing the ladder. So Myron grabs Casey's foot. And if you watch it back, you can see it. He grabs Casey's foot and he says, bro, they don't want you to take the bump. They don't want you to take the bump. And back up on here.
Yeah, yeah.
Casey looks down at Myron and he goes, just push the fucking ladder, bro. Right? So I'm watching this happen. Right. So I'm like invested in this conversation because this is going to change what I have to do. Right. And
Yeah.
but by the time they start actually pushing, my left foot is not on the rung it's supposed to be. And I know that if I don't jump over this top rope, I'm going to clip it with my foot and I might land on my head,
Right.
right? So I just jumped and just wished for the best. But it just so happened I landed directly between the rungs. I landed on my feet and just rolled through with it, right?
Yeah.
The ladder was luckily already pre-broke, so like the ladder broke, right? And then like it looked gnarly, and then like I knew as soon as I landed that I was okay. So I was like, "All right, I'm good." And then so I rolled out of the ladder and I just crawled where I can see the jumbotron. And I look up at the jumbotron and I see the replay and I go, everyone thinks I'm dead.
Yes,
I'm
you
like, this
did.
is I'm like, this is awesome. Everyone, because I know I'm done. Like I'm done now. The
Uh,
match for me, the match is over. I don't have anything else. So I know that everyone thinks I'm legitimately dead. They never see me again, right? So I crawl over to KC and I'm like, bro. I'm like, bro, you all right? He's like, nah, bro. Nah. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he
yeah.
did it for the love of the game. He was already hurt, but he did it for the love of the game. So,
Damn.
shout out KC for being a warrior. But that's what's always funny is because like people keep asking me how I am. And KC's legitimately hurt, and no one asks how KC is. They're just like, AJ, how are you? And I'm like, I'm perfectly fine, but KC is fucked up.
I
So
think yeah. You were yeah, you walked out right after,
I
right?
carried him out. Yeah,
You
I
carried it out.
carried him out. That's what I'm saying. That's the part. Literally, I'm carrying his body out. I mean,
Oh my
so
God.
it's so funny.
We also saw the return of another AJ at that event, AJ
Mhm.
Styles.
Yes, the second best AJ in TNA history. Yes.
And not debatable. No.
Not it's genuinely not debatable. Look at the numbers. I, I know that I've been on this trajectory with TNA. TNA's never had downtime with me. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
yeah, no, it's a
It's
fact.
a fact.
It's a fact. But TNA did such a cool piece, the Fade to Black, Slammiversary
Oh
Fade.
yeah, that was cool.
I love that documentary. And what I even loved more than the AJ Styles stuff that the fans saw was once he stepped back, it was filled with, talent,
Yeah.
everyone in the back, and you were there. What was that
Uh,
moment like, seeing AJ come back and all the emotions and everything?
Bro, it was crazy because me and AJ have a relationship from when I was on SmackDown, right? And so like I call him Big AJ, he calls me Lil AJ, which
Oh,
is
that's
hilarious.
cool.
And so we would have a lot of NFL and football talks because he would literally play Madden on his Xbox 360 in the locker room all the time.
360
So
still. See, that's respect. I love
360,
that.
he
I love that.
traveled with an Xbox 360 and played on the. He was on like he was like I heard he was like I heard that after 30 years the franchise just deletes itself. So I want to see if that's true. He was on like year 23 with the Atlanta Falcons. I'm like watching him
That's
play
amazing.
with like make believe characters and players and people. So it was just funny. He would just do that all the time. But so I hadn't seen him since the last time I was backstage at a WWE show last year. So, but I wanted to match with AJ Styles. Like I've been calling him out on purpose. Why you think I call him the second best AJ in TNA history? Why do you think I call it TNAJ Francis? Why do you think I did that troll job on the first ever first class penthouse where I pretended that I was bringing him out, but I introduced myself?
You hit a
Like,
Styles clash. You hit a
yeah, I hit a
Styles clash in
Styles
Mike
clash. Like
Santana.
you know what I'm saying? I've actively been like, yo, AJ versus AJ, the story writes itself. I
Yeah.
know I'm not going over. I don't care about that. Let's just put on a banger.
No, exactly. Damn, that's so cool though. Cool that you were able to be back there for that. And who knows? I don't know what the future holds. A lot of people are saying maybe AJ and Leon Slater. But we gotta wait and see. Maybe it's
Man, it'd
AJ
be
versus
cool, man. If AJ wrestles anybody that's not me, I'm gonna be hating. So
AJ.
well, I don't really care. No matter who it is, could be Leon Slater, could be Moose, could be Frankie Kazarian. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
hating.
Well, we spoke on the Hardys. Matt Hardy just paid you a compliment. I'm sure I don't know if you
Hmm.
saw it, but he said that you're such a good villain in today's wrestling.
Hmm.
You're not afraid to be hated.
No, I'm not.
How do you view that statement?
It's facts because to me, like nobody who ever hated on me ever had more money than me, ever was more successful than me, ever was more accomplished than me. I'm a 6'5", 330 pound man that has the respect in the hip hop game from Snoop Dogg and Nipsey Hussle and DJ Who Kid, who has respect in the wrestling game from Undertaker and Booker T and
Yeah.
everybody from Paul Heyman uh, uh, to also who has 6 years in the NFL, who also has a master's degree in public policy. What has anyone else ever done? Like, who do you even like? If you hate on me, who do you even think you are to hate on me? And
Yeah.
what have you accomplished? JD has that very famous thing where he says, yeah, everybody got an opinion, but what have they done? Like, if you want to know what I've done in the last year and a half, I made Joe Hendry a star. I made Mike Santana look like a star before he got his shot at the world title. I gave PCO the moment in his career in Montreal at Slammiversary. I literally, Rich Swann said himself that I saved his career. I helped make a star in KC Navarro. I got back on NXT. I stole the show at two different Slammiversaries. Like, I had match of the year this year with Mike Santana. Like, I can tell you what I've done. That's why I don't care what these losers had to say about me. I don't care about being hated. Because what happens is, if you don't like me, that is a personal problem. I
Yeah.
love me. Love me. You know what I'm saying? I love me, and I've loved me since I was a little kid. I knew I was different. I knew I was special. You know how many people told me I couldn't go to college? Did that. You know how many people told me I couldn't go to the NFL? Did that. You know how many people told me I couldn't go to WWE? Did that. You know how many people told me that my career was over after WWE? TNA did that. Like, why would I ever listen to somebody's opinion?
Yeah.
Like, my opinion's clearly right. I'm consistently right. Like, why would I listen to somebody else? So for Matt to say that, he recognizes the fact that I don't care about being hated. That's my job.
Right.
You're supposed to not like me. I want to be able to piss people off. I'm going to piss a lot of people off with this segment I do tonight with KC Navarro in the first class fit outs. A lot of people are going to be pissed off.
We
And
gotta
that's
wait
what
and
I'm here
see.
for, baby.
I'm excited about that. No, and like it is like of course from a character standpoint, wrestling like that is great, but I also think that's just a healthy way to be. Like let it roll off your back. At the end
Yeah,
of
for
like
real. But the problem is a lot of people don't have the balls to be that way. Like
yeah.
they care what other people think. Like if I wouldn't if I wouldn't take advice from you, why would I care about your criticism?
Yeah. Well said.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like if it's someone who depend like Booker T, if Booker T gives me a criticism for something, I'd be like, hey, Book, okay, all right, respect, I understand. Tommy Dreamer gives me a criticism for something, okay, Tommy, okay, I understand, got you. You know what I'm saying? When Triple H would give me a criticism on something, okay, I got you, Hunter. All right, respect. But for John Doe X69 on Twitter, I couldn't
Yeah.
give two damns about what that guy has to say. So instead, I'm just gonna make fun of him and make fun of him and make him look like a loser.
Yeah.
Like because I have free time today.
Yeah, and you do well at that. I'll ask you one more thing before we wind it down here. I spoke with you after you left WWE, like right after, and you mentioned your frustrations with how Hit Row was handled, like the
Mhm.
second time around and everything. Did it feel good to be back in NXT, but different circumstances this time as part of First Class and everything? And
Yeah,
everything
it
done said,
felt great. It felt like, validation because it went from we don't have anything for your this idea that you have to okay, we're gonna put you with the guy who's from our show and a champion on your show.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like Trick Williams is the most probably at the time of him doing it, like the most relevant TNA champion of all time. I've been on the record to say he's the greatest TNA champion of all time because he's the most entertaining. Um, he also has a good business sense because he decided to work with me.
Mhm.
Um, so, to be in a position where I am, the hand of the king, that's a good spot to be in. The hand of the king still lived pretty good, man. Yeah.
And I don't want to plant any seeds, but you never know that the king might change hands too
And
if
it is
close
always a Game
enough.
of Thrones. It's a
Yep,
Game of
exactly.
Thrones, brother. So, if you're the hand of the king, you're right next to the crown.
That's a great thing to leave us on there. Like I said, TNA Emergence, August 15th. I can't wait to see what you pull out there.
Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, it'll be fun. I'm gonna do something special for the city for sure.
Rewind, recap, relive. Woo! That's what the world is watching.